This compilation collects nature facts that sound impossible until you see the real mechanism. From fish and plants to storms and rescue work, each story shows adaptation, survival, and surprising behavior in the natural world. A tiny fish flares a sail-like fin, and the same fan can mean courtship or warning. In green water, that signal changes fast. This fish is the Yucatan molly, native to Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula. It lives in mangroves, lagoons, estuaries, salt marshes, pools, and cenotes. Males grow the biggest dorsal fin, a sail that stands out above the body. They spread it during courtship, and they also spread it when facing rivals. That one fin becomes a social signal, not just decoration. A wider sail can catch attention, while a sharp display can push others back. In a mangrove pool, a single fin can shift from invitation to challenge in seconds. The fish keeps swimming under the roots, sail folded, then ready again. In Cuba, a waterfall or a vanished river can split a Girardinus fish population in two. Girardinus is a genus of small poeciliid fish native to Cuba. Their streams are not always connected end to end. When water drops over stone, or disappears underground, the fish on each side stay separate. They cannot mix freely across the gap. That isolation gives each group time to change on its own. Small differences can build from generation to generation. Over long stretches, broken waterways can leave separate lineages behind. On Cuba's map, the gaps, falls, and hidden channels become part of the story. In some caves, a small molly swims in water that would stop many animals. The pool looks still, but the chemistry is not. This fish is Poecilia mexicana, the Atlantic molly. Most live in fresh or brackish water, but two populations live deep inside caves. Inside those caves, hydrogen sulfide fills the water. The molly feeds on algae and detritus, so it can use the little food that reaches the pool. That chemistry shapes the whole habitat. Light stays weak, the water stays mineral-rich, and only a few animals can use the space well. So a cave pool becomes a living home, not an empty pocket. A single molly hovers near the surface, beside stone, sulfide, and quiet water. This flowering skimia may be carrying its origin in scent. Its name is Skimia times confusa, and the background is not fully documented. When a plant's paper trail is thin, botanists turn to the plant itself. They look at flowers, leaves, scent, and fruit in the garden. Scent can be a clue because it comes from the plant's chemistry and structure. The fruit adds another clue, especially when berries develop beside the leaves. Together, those traits can narrow where the plant may have come from. The result is a careful botanical guess, built from scent and fruit rather than certainty. So a close look at berries, leaves, and scent becomes a field clue. In soft light, the plant sits quietly on the branch. A cow in Austria reached for an itch, and the nearest broom became the answer. Her name is Veronica, a pet Braunvieh cow living on a quiet farm in Nachum Gaeltal. She used the broom as a tool, pressing it against her side to reach the spot she could not scratch alone. That behavior was documented as the first known case of cattle using tools, a rare step in animal problem solving. In the farmyard, a broom hanging by the wall now looks like more than a cleaning tool beside one patient cow. One sanctuary has cared for more than 10,000 animals. In one yard, the number keeps climbing, one rescued body at a time. This is Barbie Keel Animal Sanctuary in Bexhill-on-Sea, England. Barbie Keel founded it in 1979 to care for abused and abandoned animals. The key is time. Since 1979, each rescue has been added to the last, until the total passed 10,000 animals. That means one feeding bowl, one clean bed, and one quiet recovery can become part of a much larger history. The sanctuary keeps turning small daily care into long-term refuge. For the animals in that yard, rescue is not a headline. It is a bowl, a blanket, and another morning at the sanctuary. After the earthquake, Takahanga Marae turned into a meal center, and volunteers served more than 10,000 meals in 1 week. Takahanga Marae stands in Kaikōura, in New Zealand's South Island, as the Marae of Ngati Kuri Hapu of Naitahu. The kitchen and courtyard became a fast-moving system, with volunteers cooking, plating, and passing food through all day. That week, the Marae kept people fed while the town adjusted to the quake, one meal at a time. The site itself carries deep history, built on an old pa and occupied by Maori for around 450 years, with the serving table still in use. In Visakhapatnam, bird numbers dropped by 60% after Cyclone Hudhud passed through. The change was sudden and local. Hudhud formed over the Bay of Bengal and intensified before landfall in October 2014. It reached Visakhapatnam with heavy rain and powerful winds. Those winds stripped shelter from trees, rooftops, and shoreline cover. Birds lost the places they used to rest, feed, and hide. After the storm, fewer birds were seen over the city and coast. The loud wind had become a quieter skyline. Hudhud later weakened inland, but the coast carried the mark in bare branches and silent wires. A single bird on a fence post becomes the clearest sign. Nature keeps finding ways to surprise us, whether through behavior, habitat, or the pressure of extreme events. If you enjoyed these real stories, subscribe and tell us which one you want explored next.